Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hi guys, today we are going to talk about adjectives. The adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun. Adjectives describe people, things, places, etc. We have two main kinds of adjectives. Attributive adjective that becomes before a noun. He is a tall man. Predictive adjective that comes after a linking verb like verb to be, seem, sound, look, and so on. Adjectives are of 3 degrees. First, positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive degree, for example, the weather is so cold or is cold today. He is a tall person. She is a beautiful girl, and so on. Comparative degree, when we compare two things, to people, or to places. Cats are faster than mice. He is more intelligent than his brother. She is more beautiful than her sister. Superlative degree. Mike is the tallest person in the family. If we look at the word tallest, we add est, of course. Look here, we use the preposition in instead of. Why? Because it's followed by a singular noun, which is the family. And if we say Mike is the tallest person of his friends, friends here are plural, so we use of instead of in. Adjectives are of 3 kinds or categories. First one syllable adjectives, that to say adjectives that have only 1 syllable. And how can we know the numbers of syllables in a word? We look at the vowels does the word have. For example, look at this adjective tall. It has only 1 vowel, which is A. So it is called a 1 syllable adjective. Look at this example. She is taller than her sister. Number 2, 2 or more syllable adjectives. That's to say adjectives that have more than 1 syllable, or adjectives that have more than 1 vowels. We need a more comfortable flat. We need a more comfortable flat. Okay, number 3, irregular adjectives that we have to learn by heart. He is my best friend. She is the tallest person in the family, or she is the tallest person or girl of her friends, as we explained earlier. Let's look into 1 syllable adjectives in details. My neighbors are nicer than the last one. My new neighbors are nicer than the last one. If we look at the word nice, we will find that it ends with e. So we add just or when we make comparative adjective. Number 2, this box is heavier than that one. Look at the word heavy. It ends with y, preceded by a consonant which is v. So we omit y and add ier, and becomes heavier, heavier than that one. Okay. Next example. My new house is bigger than my old one. Look at the word big. It ends with a consonant which is g, preceded by a vowel which is I, and it is a 1 syllable word. So we double the last letter which is G when we make comparison. So my house is bigger than my new house is bigger than my old one. Bigger, bigger, as you see. Let's move to something else. With some common 2 syllable adjectives or words, you can either add er or use more or less before the adjective. Some of these adjectives are narrow, cruel, pleasant, gentle, polite, handsome, stupid, likely, funny, etc. Let's have some examples to clarify the meaning and the information we have just mentioned. He is certainly handsomer. We add er to the word handsome, or we can say more handsome by using the word more or less in front of the adjective. So he is certainly handsomer or more handsome than his brother. What about 2 syllable adjectives or more than 2-syllable adjectives. We add more before the adjective or less, then the adjective, then the word than. Science is more difficult than math, or math is less difficult than science. Walking is less tiring than running, or running is more tiring than walking. Here we use less or more, the same thing with the first example. What about irregular adjectives? Adjectives that we have to learn by heart because there is no strict rule, or there are no strict rules to follow. For example, the word good becomes better, bad becomes worse, little becomes less, much becomes more, and far, the adjective far, becomes further or farther. Further here means more than. Okay, look at this example. This cake is better than the one I had yesterday. This cake is better. The word good becomes better and we add than. The next question, the next example. The weather today is more than, well, the weather today is worse than it was yesterday. The word or the adjective bad becomes worse and we add than, as I said. Okay, we use comparative adjectives to show change or make comparisons, so we needn't use the word than in these cases. For example, when we want to show or to emphasize or highlight the change, we can use comparative adjective. Let's have these examples. The weather is getting hotter and hotter. We didn't use then. Or she is getting older and older. He is getting better and better, and so on. We often use the word that to compare adjectives to show that one thing depends on another. For example, the more. You can say the more books you read, the more information you get. The sooner, the better. Or the faster you drive, the more dangerous it is. Another example, the more generous you are towards others, the more generous they are likely to be towards you. So here something depends on another. The more, or the more, the less. We can use words such as much, a lot, far, even, or rather before the adjectives, or by using than, ever, but after the adjective. Let's study these examples carefully. This food is much better than the food we had yesterday. We add the word much before the comparative adjectives, not the positive adjective. Okay, Alex is far less intelligent than other kids in the class. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We use the far before less. Or another example, this city is busier than ever during the holidays. We use here the adjective first, then we add than ever after the adjective. Okay, we can soften or make it less strength. A comparative she feels a little more confident now that she has given her first public performance. Equal, we use as adjective plus as. Your cake is as delicious as my mom's. This book is as interesting as that one. We use as plus adjective plus as to say that they have the same quality or they are the same quality. Okay, we can use not as, not so adjective plus as to say that two things or people are not equal in the same way. For example, she isn't as, or she isn't so tall as her sister. One of them is taller than the other. And this is the end of our session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.